This is my completely perfect and totally unbiased Pokemon starter tier list. First up, we got Bulbasaur. It's a really cute little dinosaur with a bulb on his back. You can't go wrong with that, so it belongs in peak tier. Ivysaur is basically the same thing, a little bit awkward, but peak tier nonetheless. Venusaur turns into a huge dinosaur with a big flower on its back. It's really cool, but it's a dinosaur, right? Charmander's an adorable little lizard, and it's really cute, so it belongs in peak tier. I used to like Charmeleon, but now I think about it, it's really mid. Now with Charizard, you guys already know, this is an obvious take, it goes straight to GOAT. As for Squirtle, the literal masters of drip themselves, they get peak tier. Wartortle is the same deal with Charmeleon, so it belongs in mid tier. And to round off the cancel starters, Blastoise goes in peak tier. Now I'm going to warn you guys, this is a hot take. Nah, who am I kidding? All of Chikorita's line goes in mid tier at best. Now this is where the Johto starters start getting good. Cyndaquil goes in peak tier along with Quilava and Typhlosion. Next is Typhlosion if it bought some of the magic leaves from behind 7-Eleven. The Swing Typhlosion goes in great tier. You can't go wrong with Totodile, so I think it belongs in peak tier. Crocodile is a weird downgrade from Totodile, so I'm putting it in mid tier. Next up we have...
Damn, boy, he's thick!
Ralligator, who has no reason to be this kicked up. He's going in great tier, by the way. To start off the Hoenn starters, we have Trico's line, which is really well designed all the way through, with their lowest member being Grovyle at great tier. My favorite two-piece McNugget combo itself is landing solidly in peak tier. Combuskin is the hardest in evolution has fallen off yet, and is landing itself in trash tier. Blaziken is the first of many firefighting type starters, and he's arguably one of the best. So that's why it's peak Game Freak design. Mudkip is literally the cutest water starter ever, so it's going the GOAT status. Marshtomp kinda fell off, but it's still not bad, so that's why it's going in mid tier. Swampert is a huge improvement though, and is literally a frog, unlike Venusaur, so that's why it's the GOAT. Although I'd never pick it over the other two Sinnoh starters, Turtwig is actually underrated and is great tier level. Grotle is the reason why I'd never choose Turtwig over the other two starters. You see, if I went to the Pokemon restaurant and the chef took this out of the oven, I would make sure that his cooking license get revoked and their kitchen rights removed. Torterra is where it gets better though, as it's a huge land turtle which is deserving of the great tier. Chimchar and Monferno are both great tier level, with Infernape literally being one of, if not the greatest starter of all time. Piplup is an adorable little penguin who belongs in the fridge, but if I had to put him in a tier, it would be peak tier. Primplup's not the worst of the middle stage Sinnoh starters, Grotle, but it's far from the best, which is why it's going in trash tier. Empoleon is an improvement though, and is going in great tier. I know there are Snivy fans out there, but this evolution line is not doing so good. Like, how do you start out as a lizard and then turn into a snake and then not have hands? This is why this entire line is mid. Next up is... what's that smell? Oh, that's Tepig. Well, that little bacon boy goes in great tier. He tastes really good. Pignite's another case of awkward middle stage-itis, which is why it's going in mid tier, and Embor is a fire design, which is why it's going in great tier. The Oshawott line is the hard carry of the Unova trio, and Oshawott is a cute and really nice design, which is why it's going in peak tier. Although Duat fell off harder than Pignite did, which is why I'm putting it in trash tier, Samurai is where things pick up, which is why it's going in great tier. Now if you thought Samurai was cool, which is a quadrupedal samurai, imagine Hisuian Samurai, which is an edgy quadrupedal samurai, which is why it's going in peak tier. To start off the Cowl starters, we have Chespin, which is really cute, and it's just overall not that bad of a design, so it's going in great tier, but it can't go wrong, right?
Oh my god, bro. Oh, hell no, man. What the fuck, man?
I swear, if I ever see the Quilladin within a 10-foot radius of me, I will personally put it in a box, drop it off at NASA, and then have them fly it into the sun. That way you don't have to see it again. This is why Quilladin is going straight to the gulag. Chestnut is where things get better, but not where they get good, which is why Chestnut is going in mid tier. Fennekin is a fun-sized, fiery Fennec Fox, which is why it's going in great tier. Brigson, on the other hand, is just a furry one, so in that case, we have to actually make a new tier for it. You think I'm lying? Just take a look at some of this stuff. Blah, ew, disgusting, sorry, my bad, but if we are going to rate Delphox is going in great tier. And next is Froakie, another literal frog, which belongs in peak tier. Frogadier is a great design, not as cute as Froakie, but foreshadowing something amazing to come. Greninja is next, making a splash straight in GOAT tier. To start off the Alola group, we have Rowlet, which already has more personality than all the starters that we ranked before it, which is why it's going in peak tier. Dartrix falls off hard though, and lands itself in trash tier. Decidueye is one of the most original starter designs yet, which is why I'm putting it in peak tier. Hisuian Decidueye is still a great design, but it's hard to compare it to regular Decidueye. Litten and Torracat were the first quadrupedal cat starters that we had gotten yet, and I really liked them. But when we got Incineroar, I found it a little bit off-putting, but it's grown on me since, and I think they're all peak designs. Although I find the popular line to be the worst of the Alola starters, I think they're far from bad. In fact, with Primarina being better than Blastoise. Hot take, by the way. I think that the Grookey line is a great way to start off the Galar region, and is pretty consistent all the way through, with their lowest member being Thwackey in the great tier. I know that some people love Cinderace and some people hate it, but I find that its entire evolution line is actually pretty neat and is deserving of the great tier at the least. When it comes to the Inteleon line, I feel like they designed Inteleon first, because all the other designs are just bad. But Inteleon is so good, so it's really strange. In fact, when it comes to Drizzile, if I ever see this emo-looking Geico lizard on my plate when I go to the restaurant, like the chef pulls off the cover and I see this, I will personally tell him to put the dish down and then to square up. And after he kicks me out, I'm writing a Steam review on Yelp, just to let them know how much I hate Drizzile. This is why Drizzile is going in Who Let Game Freak Cook tier, but Inteleon is a huge improvement, like I said, and is going in the great tier. To start off the Paldea starters, we have another adorable quadrupedal cat, but this time it's Sprigatito, which is a grass type, and going in peak tier. This time around, the cat becomes bipedal a stage early and becomes Florgato, but I don't like it that much, and I'm putting it at the bottom of mid tier. Meowscarada picks it up though and becomes a court jester, and it's a really nice design, which is why it's going in great tier. Fuecoco is an endearing, round chili pepper, and it's very fun, so I'm putting it in peak tier. Crocolore, on the other hand, I think it speaks for itself. Just take a look at this image, then take a look at Crocolore, and rethink your opinions if it's anything above straight to the gulag. Skeledirge is a big, fiery, singing crocodile, which is a really interesting concept, but also one that's hard to pull off, which is why it's going in mid tier. Quaxley is a nice pirate duck, and it's really cute, which is why it's going in peak tier. Now, I don't care how much you say you like ducks, but if you went to the restaurant, they fed you this, you're really telling me that you would eat it? This is why I'm saying Quaxwell is in Who Let Game Freak Cook tier. Quaquavel is even better, but also even zestier, which is why it's going in great tier, because it's a great dancer and a decent design. And this was my totally perfect and unbiased Pokemon starter tier list.